Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today's going to be fun. You guys know I like being transparent with you. We're going to be going over my past products, literally all of them that have sold up until now, and even some secret little details at the end. So let's get right into it. So a lot of you guys, if you know who I am Paul. My first product, I made a video. I'll put a picture of that video right here. I was talking about my first product that I ever sold on Amazon almost 2 years ago now, and that was the mobile game controller. Now, sales were very high. Competition was low because of the fact that there was not a lot of sellers in the market at the time. So now, like, you would be foolish to go and try these, even though they've worked for me, because the timing of entering these markets, right? Like, think of it this way. At some point, garlic press worked for someone. Okay, that was a low competition, high demand market that someone entered and wrote it out, but it would not work now. Does that make sense? So the same idea could be bad or good based on the timing. There's lots of other factors as well. So sales were really high, competition was really low. I think there was only about 30 or 40 listings. There's probably more than that because there was like almost 10 pages of results, but they were all the same thing. So I saw that hole in the market, which is what I teach to find now, right? What are you looking for? How do you know this product is good? Well, I knew that I could benefit the customer with a bundle. So in this case, this was my first differentiation I've ever made. I bundled it with something that was selling really well separately, and no one had thought to do that yet. That worked really well for me. So that was my first product. I ended up stop selling it foolishly. I don't know why. I was very not dumb, just misinformed about how Amazon worked. And I went into selling my second product and I stopped my first one for some reason. What happened was the market got driven down in price. I actually got a couple hijackers on my listing. I had no idea how to handle them. I was super new to this. So I just kind of let them stay there, and I would compete for the buy box in my own listing, which is foolish. Thinking back, I could have just won it back and kept it really well. But even at that point, it was at my best point about $400 a day in profit. That was for several months. It was like that. And then once the hijackers came on, I fell down to about $50 to $100 a day in profit with a lower price too, because there was more people coming in with more variations similar to mine, and stuff like that. So I ended up just letting that run out of stock, and I used money from making this to launch this, which was a much bigger launch. So check this out. Sales high, competition low. This one, sales high, competition high. So what changed? Well, the competition. So my second product, anti-snoring kit, I spent like almost $5,000 in my first order for this. First order for this one was $1,300. I ordered 300 units, and then over the next few months I would be ordering thousands of units more with the money I was making from that product, and also a small loan from my girlfriend actually at the time, because I ran out of stock so soon that I wanted to reorder this. She helped me out. Cash flow is really wacky with Amazon at first. So the anti-snoring kit was next. That one was actually a flop. I ended up having to liquidate inventory on that. I wasn't experienced enough to go into a market, and I didn't have enough money for advertising. I spent almost all my money on the product, and this one went so good it almost sold itself because my differentiation was so good that I was just expecting that's how it always works, right? It's like you get a really good result once, and you just think that's always how it's going to be. So I wasn't cautious with my next one. I was like, all right, I'm just going to go after a bigger thing, right? If this can make me $400 a day, let's find something that can make me $1,000 a day. But it came around and bit me because obviously there's too much competition. There was big brands in there. There was like some big snoring companies, and it just did not work well. So then look what I did, right? I learned from my mistake, at least at the time. Now looking at it, it's really funny to see how I tactically went about this. I went from a high sale, low competition market to being like, okay, I want more competition, because more competition, more people making more money. I guess this is like, we could make this very high. If very high. We make that very high if that one was high, because that was, it was a lot higher than this one. So then I corrected, I overcorrected. I scaled back. I only spent $1,000 on this product, ordered 250. And I went to a low competition, low sale market. So I was like, if I could just get something that's making me, back to $50 a day, I'd be happy again. And what I didn't know at the time, again, this is going back to inexperience, so it's fun to go over these. This was seasonal, so I was finding this during a time of the year when sales were elevated. Nothing in my intuition said, hey, let's go look other times of the year, see what these sales are like. As soon as my product got in, it did well for a month. I was able to sell a lot, and then the rest of the year it was just slowly selling. So I just sold out of that, and I never reordered because it was only like a 1 or 2 month window where these were really selling a lot. And then so product 4, so we go high low, very high high, low low to correct from that mistake. And then I was like, okay, I got my feet back in the water, I'm making some sales. I'm gonna go into something that's, this was actually this same market, but I had this confidence in me that I could make it better, right? I was like, okay, I know that market because I sold so well in it. I know what the customers want. I answered a bunch of support questions. I know what their complaints are. I read a lot of the reviews currently, and then I went back into that. And it just, it really wasn't the same. It's like I was trying to dwell on previous success and not move forward and innovate. Were you to read a book like The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek, you'd see how that's very flawed. Just trying to slightly improve on previous variants instead of innovating towards the future. So that one I priced slightly lower because the market was priced, but I actually had a better product than this, but I was selling for a lower price because the market was demanding that. So you can't come into a market and just demand a higher price with a new listing. That's how that ended up working. I did okay with that. I ordered 500 of those. I actually ended up ordering 800. I did first order of 300, I air shipped, and then I reordered 500. And then once those 500 were gone, it was just trickling so much that I was just like, we're just going to leave that behind. Then I moved on to product number 5, the avocado pillow. So this was interesting. This kind of resembling more of this. It's like, medium sales, not quite high, but low competition, right? So it's the first time I kind of got back into the group of lower competition. I don't know what just happened to my mouth, and higher sales. So I got back into that, and then the strangest little thing happened to me. I got it in, and first week it was active. I got a notification that it was a infringement. I don't know if it was copyright or intellectual property, but the whole design of the product, I could not say it wasn't a patent. It was like copyright infringement. Like it was the character on the pillow was copyrighted. So what I did was I actually just moved those over to eBay and sold them on eBay. Which probably almost always works. When something just gets taken off Amazon, just put it on eBay and then ship them out yourself. So that's what we ended up doing with the avocado pillow. That's a pain in the butt, right? When you're excited about a new pillow. I'm just excited about a new pillow. When you're excited about a new product and it just like almost instantly gets taken down. And then I moved back into, I didn't move back into anything. I was going to say a high sale market. From a medium one, but product 6 was wireless headphones with a charging case. This was really my first time playing around with electronics, and these went really good. So you guys don't know about these at all. I found a design that was working really, really well, and I launched it, and it was phenomenal. I was doing some days $500 all the way up to $900. Some days it was crazy. I was in it at the right time. This specific variant just bloomed really well, and I was positioned just like I was for my first product. $24.99. They were not that expensive. They were like $8 or something to order. So I had like a 40% margin, I believe. The fees were small because headphones are that big in a box, right? So yeah, that went really, really well. So I started branching out. I was like, all right, perfect. I'm going to start building a brand in electronics. Product number 7, I launched a variation of this one that was cheaper. Not quite a variation of that one, but another, wireless headphones, wireless ear pods at $17.99. And now my prices at the time actually looked more like this because I was going kind of for like a premium looking price. So I wasn't doing the $99 thing. These did really well, even at the lower price. They were cheaper, right? So instead of $8 per unit, they were like $4 per unit, maybe I think $5.50 or something. And I was selling them at that price. The combination of these two, I was just like rolling, I was rocking. I was like, this is perfect. So I launched another black premium variation, right? Price $39.99. The highest price I've ever sold a product for. So this one, very high sales, this particular variation, but very high competition. This one I didn't sell as well. I think I ordered, actually there should be like another, should be like 9 should be here. I ordered another, so I did a white variation of this expensive model and a black one. The black one I sold on Amazon and sold all of them. The white variation I ended up not selling as much of, so that was an interesting thing that happened. And then, bam, what do you know? I wake up about a couple months ago, copyright on the design of the product. So this is when I started really analyzing, because overnight I had my 3 best, these 2 were really the best ones, and this one was kind of just making a few sales a day. These were doing 20 to 30 to 40, 50, some days 50 sales a day. Overnight, you could wake up and this variation, actually the $24 one, got hit with the copyright strike for design. So be careful of that. When you're looking at Alibaba, go use Google patents, go use, look up copyright stuff, because they are operating in China. They can sell things to you that may be copyrighted in the US and they don't have any responsibility for that. They can sell whatever they want, but as soon as you enter the US and start trying to sell it in the US, someone might have created that design and then that company kind of started manufacturing that design, or maybe they manufacture it for the other company, now you're ordering it and they're selling it to you too. There's a lot of ways that can work out. So that kind of flipped a switch in my head and I said, okay, enough with this just like fad product blowing up to $500 a day over the course of the first month selling the product. Let me lock down a real brand, real product pack, not just this almost arbitrage style of selling. Like, look at all these are just like cheap products, right? Like mobile game controller, anti-snoring kit, Wizard Wand makeup brushes. This is the first thing I actually spent a little bit of time developing. I got a custom case made and everything. Again, with the controller, the pillow, the headphones that were somewhat cheap except for this variation. And it's like, all right, I'm just like sick of this like inconsistency where it's like it could be so good at sometimes and so bad at others. So that's when I got serious and something flipped even on my channel. Right around here, I started making videos that were more focused on how can you find a market that's durable, that's long lasting, something like home decor, right? Maybe like, a wooden plaque. Your wooden plaque that you're selling, it wouldn't be this customized. No one would buy that unless their name's Paul. But that's not going anywhere, right? Or a knife or a tactical, Lindsay got this for me for Christmas. This is so cool. A tactical flashlight, right? With a little glass breaker and let's see, flashlight, right? So things like that can't just get taken away from you and you build a brand, right? Tactical tools, that's their brand. That's where my head went. I started investing more deeply in branding courses, and I started learning, and that's where things really started switching for the better. Now these are 3 of my current products, and you could see high sales, low competition, above that profitable range of $15 to $30. High sales, low competition, $29.99. So I'm profiting more per each sale that I would make. Product 11, high sales, medium competition, $39.99. Now, of course, I can't tell you what these are because these are things that I'm actively sourcing and making a brand out of. None of these are related except for that they're under my mother brand, right? So this question comes up a lot, like, should I sell things that are related to each other? If I sell a tactical pen, do I have to then sell a tactical flashlight and then a tactical, pocket knife? No, not necessarily. My goal is to build brands that I could then sell for big influx of cash, right? Build these Amazon brands. Now, Amazon's so popular now that you don't have to have a website separate from it. You could just build a professional Amazon brand and have that be enough for someone to say, hey, I'll buy that company from you for $1.3 million. So you can get these products to be consistent not have the risk of copyright. No one's going to buy a brand that's potentially like in a gray area, right? So that's where my focus has been. And I look forward to, my goal in 2020 is 2 a month. So in January, we'll be going back up to 5 active. And then by the end of the year, I want to have 27. So these 3 plus 2 more each for every month of the new year coming up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This was really fun to make. I've never revealed a lot of these. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you. Leave a like on this video. Let's try and get this to 250 likes. That'd be awesome. And if you haven't already, I'm releasing a product research course, how I'm finding products like this: high sales, low competition, better price range, and staying away from things that are patented or copyrighted or low sales, low competition, right here on YouTube. So it's totally free. Trying to provide you guys with a lot of content this year. I've been really enjoying doing so. I'm just really focusing 100% on my Amazon business, and any free time I have, I'm trying to give you guys lessons like this: failed products, my methods I use for finding, PPC, everything. We're gonna be going over it all. So hopefully you guys like it. Stick around, watch some more videos on the channel, and have a great rest of your day. All right, later.